is not something. You got to have a baseline, a starting point, if you will, and that is a pretty well defined starting point. Um, now, that said, one other thing I do want to talk about, and this is going to annoy some people, just because the word goth has been reused throughout the centuries does not mean that we are fucking related to the Visigoths and Ostrogoths of the, 2,000 years ago from the Germanic tribes. Okay, just because they were called Ostrogoths and Visigoths does not mean somehow we're magically related to them. I'll let Caroline explain how the word got reused. Just you are more succinct in it, so explain how we use the basic same word as the Visigoths and Ostrogoths of third century Germany.
Well, it's a pretty thin connection, if you even want to make that connection. They were called Goths, and they were barbaric, easily. And when the architecture came around, a lot of people thought that kind of architecture, like the spires and all that, was pretty barbaric. So they called it Gothic, after the barbaric tribe. And then we got the literature and all the art forms and later the music, which is called after that. So there is a, you can stretch it to be related, but not really.
Related on from a source word level at best. You know, from
Like you're seven, no, your cousin 7 times removed or whatever.
right, but you're related. Technically, you're related. Yes, and on that level, on a
But not really.
right from a from a linguistic standpoint, we're related. But like most words, they get reused and rehashed and resurfaced throughout. Through after thousands of years, words get reused and fall out of favor, fall back into favor, and get recycled all the time. So just because a particular word um, got recycled doesn't mean there's a direct correlation with how it was originally associated with. So,
Like
so
the word gay,
yes,
which means that you're, well, gay. In Norwegian, we call it homophile, so homo or whatever, men that like the same sex. And that used to mean happy. And technically, a lot of gays today are happy,
they are
but there's not really,
right,
it's like the same thing.
right, exactly, exactly. Um, so with that said, we wanted to discuss as a related topic the Gothic Amino app. There's been a little drama
Oh,
there lately. There's been a little drama. We're not going to lie.
the past week, I've honestly been pretty on the down low. I've been checking it like a couple of times a day. Like, I stay away from the chats, I just do a little moderation and see what's going on. But there has been a lot of arguments, and mostly it has been members freaking out because they think that us curators and leaders are banning people because they aren't goth enough and stuff
You're
like
a big
that.
meanie, Caroline. You're just a big meanie.
Apparently, I am, and people have to understand this. We are only disabling stuff that are basically spam. That's most of the things we are disabling. Like things that don't have enough content. If it's just a random selfie or something like that, that's in our community guidelines. And I think people mistake that for not being goth enough or something. I don't know. I don't know where they get these things from, and we are not banning people for not being goth enough. We are a community for gothic people, and if you are a normal person or a part of any other subculture, you are welcome to be there as long as you're interested and, stay on topic. Like, you don't talk about, I don't know, Disney or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anything else. Like, we try to stay on topic because it's a community made for goths, and usually, like, I found this community because I felt like I can't talk to any other people about this stuff. People won't get as excited as I am because Halloween stuff are getting being put on sale in stores and stuff like that. So it's a place to share your interests with similar people.
Right.
And that's what we want. Because usually, if you put that on your personal Facebook, not many people can relate to that. And that's just all we want.
Right.
Really.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and some people, or from I mean, I'm not a staff member, but just from the outside looking in, seen some people also get their panties in a bunch, where they just think this is their personal, this app is their personal Facebook page, and they should be allowed to post whatever they want, any topic, and that's not the goal. The amino, that whole point of the Gothic Amino app is for Gothic related topics. Whether that's about the music, fashion, makeup tips, um, you know, other interests, DIY projects, architecture, places, interesting topics that a lot of goths are interested in, like paganism or general spirituality, things like that, and that all are directly related to goth on some level. I find people who, some person posted some total, I forget what band, but it's a totally non-goth, not even no shape or way, shape or form. Like, oh, I like this band, blah blah blah, and then they got their panties in a bunch when the blog got removed, and it's just like, but that has there's no association with the goth subculture on that level. So why is that shocking to you? You go to Goth Amino, but you want to post about non-goth bands? I don't understand. I don't understand.
People want to be goth so bad, but suddenly when they come to a place where they can freely talk about it, they don't.
Yes.
It's kind of weird to me.
Yes. Yes.
And the thing is, the reason we remove, like, obviously off-topic stuff is that a lot of young people are on this, and they are learning about what goth is, and if they see tons of these things that aren't related to goth on the feed, they might get confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we try to avoid that, because there's already a lot of misconceptions, even within the subculture.
Right. Right.
So
No.
we just try to avoid that.
Yeah. So I guess that's really all we got to say about that. The amino app drama, if you will. I will say though, I've taken a little heat this week. Some people gotten very vicious against me when, again, talking about bring us back full circle, talking about the whole what is goth. People getting their panties in a bunch. When I say, well, to be goth, as I said, you got to have the appreciation for the music and be in the macabre on some level. And somehow, me making that statement makes me the bad guy and makes me telling people how to live their life, and I'm being a big meanie and these are the people. Goth is whatever, goth is make it up as you go along. And it's like, no, people. Just like any other subculture, any other interest, any other hobby, there's a baseline. And you got to reach that baseline. Everything else after that baseline, that's all optional. Like we were talking, the clothing and, that's all. I mean, it looks cool, yeah, but do you have to dress all black or Victorian goth walking down the street with your parasol umbrella? No. You can still be quite gothy. You can definitely be a goth without, pulling a Reverend Peter walking down the street in his top hat. Do you get cool points? Sure. But does it make you any less goth? No. So come on, people, So I find it very humorous, these people, getting their panties in a bunch. Well, first of all, to me it shows them that they're scared of someone with strong views, and that's a maturity thing, clearly. I've dealt with this throughout the years, and I'm sure you have as well. When you have especially when you go to you're going to that goth event over there in
With
Scandinavia. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I know I'll butcher it. Say it for me.
Wave Gothic Treffen, you mean?
That, yes, that event,
Yeah,
yes.
that's pretty
And
cool.
I'm sure you deal with people. I'm sure when you go there, with all the amount of, it's like one of the largest goth gatherings in the world, and
That's the biggest.
yeah, and when I'm sure you encounter people all over, and I'm sure there are some people who, you express a strong opinion about something, and they get their goth panties in a bunch. Um, and
Actually, things are pretty relaxed over there
really,
because I feel like here in mostly Germany and Sweden, they have pretty big goth scenes, and people are just really relaxed about it. People are being themselves. They like the music. They some dress extravagantly, some
right,
do not,
right.
and everybody's just having a good time. I haven't really experienced any drama, and I think that's great. Like, it's the only place where I really feel at home. And I've
Nice,
heard
nice.
about, like, local scenes in the US and stuff, like
Hmm.
people who frequent certain clubs, that there will be drama, and I get that. There will probably be drama in local scenes, but when it's as big as this, I think people just relax a little bit more. Like it's not that important. Like there are as many people who dress in full Victorian as there are people just wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Like
Right,
nobody cares.
right.
It's
No,
really great.
that's very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, so I hopefully you take some pictures and you tell us some stories when you come back. I'm sure everyone listening would be interested in hearing all the
Yeah,
cool
I'm gonna
stories and
vlog about it
yeah,
every day.
absolutely, absolutely.
And then my sister-in-law who's coming, she's gonna vlog, so there will be both
Nice, nice,
and pictures from us.
excellent,
It'll be
excellent,
really exciting.
nice. So just to wrap up, the last thing we want to talk about was this book right here,
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Gothica by Lisa Ledor. And I'll tell you, I saw that I've seen this book for a while, past few years, and I just finally decided to pick it up. And I'll tell you, it is really, really good. If you want to know, yeah, if you got to get this, Carol, I'm telling you, it's a great reference. There are, in fact, some entries here I didn't even know of that I when I was flipping through it. There were a few entries here that some people and some things that some people there were some people in here as well that I didn't realize had some association to the goth subculture. That I mean, you got the obvious people like Vincent Price and those, uh, those actors and famous people. There are some people in here that I didn't, and just to give you there's everything here from uh, all the different record labels, uh, stuff about Australian singer Lisa Gerrard again, her associations, talk about gauntlets and flesh tunnel, fishnets, Doom Cookie, Dracula, Cybergoth, The Cramps, Cosplay, Cradle of Filth, Chainmail, Cemetery, uh, you know, uh, Nivik Ogre, Malgoth, Manic Panic, H.P. Lovecraft, I'm So Goth, Industrial, uh, Graver, Granny Boots, Goth Points, Goth or Not. I mean, there's so many really cool definitions and terminology and people described in that. It's 300 pages of goodness, and so if anyone wants to pick it up, and get it on, it's a hardcover, which is awesome, and I got it on Amazon for like 19.99 American, so it's really a good price. So yeah, so if anyone wants to check out a really good book, it says a great reference. Whether you're it's great for baby bats and people just getting into the goth scene, or people just want to know about the goth scene, and even people who've been in it for a while, like us. I think it's a great reference. And like I said, there's we can't know it all. There's no way we can know everything. And so, I'll be the first to admit that.
Like
I'll be the first to admit that. We can't.
table book.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great. Like I said, sometimes a name comes up, or a band comes up, or some place comes up, and you're like, what the hell is this? Who's this guy? Like, what are they talking about? And open it up in the book. Oh, okay, and then it makes sense. So it's really, really good. It's a really, really great book. So check that out. So yeah, so that was my book of my book of the month. So everyone should check that out. I might do little book reviews every episode, every other episode. I'm just calling it book of the month, but we'll do it
Don't
fairly
limit
regularly.
yourself.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I don't want to put myself in a corner. I don't, yeah, we'll be talking about various goth related books from time to time, and hopefully Caroline will join us in doing book reviews as well.
Well, right now I'm actually reading the Vampire Chronicles for the first time. I know.
Oh
I know.
my goodness! You
That
just
way.
lost all your goth points.
I know.
Oh, and for anyone who doesn't know what goth points are, let's look in the book. Let's look in the book because we don't want to gothic sluts. Whoa, that's a whole nother topic. No, goth sluts, gothic rock.
Actually, I have to mention there's a video on YouTube by Victor Morgor, and he has this amazing video on goth points, and he
Really?
actually lists categories and how many points you get for each thing. It's a great video and awesome. So you need to check that out.
Goth points. Imaginary game in which points are awarded for goth-like behavior or subtracted for non-goth behavior. Wearing flip-flops, -2 points. Since nobody actually keeps score, and there was no prizes for winning, more of a sarcastic in-joke. See, we all learned. See, for those people who didn't know, we learned something. And today's episode brought to you by Encyclopedia Gothica.
I was reading, I'm on the Vampire Lestat now, the second book. and I
Right.
was
So, what do you think?
listening
What
to-
are you feeling? How are you feeling about the books?
Well, okay, so I finished the first book
Right.
yesterday or the day
Right.
before, and I have to say I was very influenced by the movie as a kid. My mother loves all things horror, vampire stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and just the imagery in that movie stuck with me until I got older and realized what movie that was. And now that I've read the book, I've gotten a little bit more insight, I guess, backstory and stuff like that. But in some points, the movie gives a little bit more, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
This is interesting.
And now the second book is basically Lestat's biography, I guess.
All right.
So I'm starting that now, and it's good to know stuff about him, because in the first book, he just seems like an asshole, and you know nothing about him, so...
Yeah, he does. He really comes off as an unlikable character.
Yeah, and in this book, you kind of feel for him a little bit more, and, see what he comes from, and stuff like that, and, yeah. But I've never seen, is it Queen of the Damned, the movie? I've never seen...
Yeah, I saw it.
The second and third book?
Yeah, in fairness, I've only read the first book, the Interview with the Vampire. That's the only book I really read of hers. So I saw the movie. I don't know how close the movie is. The movie was all right. The movie was all right. It's entertaining. I mean, I don't put it high on my pedestal of this is one of the best vampire movies ever. I'm certainly not gonna say that, but it was all right. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that the actors that are in it, these guys are these vampires.
Yes. Yes.
But one thing that everyone is annoyed about is that Armand, he's supposed to be a ginger, but he's played by that Hispanic guy.
Oh yes, Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
Is it? Antonio Banderas, I believe.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
No,
let's be honest. The ladies love Antonio Banderas, so
I guess, like, I love how he looked. I love how all of them looked.
right, right.
I usually don't. But, yeah. So, I'm excited to read on. I've only read, I think they're called, like, The New Vampire Tales or something by
Hmm.
Anne Rice. I think it's, like, about the vampires Vittorio and Pandora, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think they're newer books that are, like, kind of in the same universe,
Hmm.
I think.
Yeah,
Uh, I
and
read it a
yeah,
long
Anne
time ago.
Rice is kind of an interesting character herself. The author, she's kind of very interesting. You know, got her claim to fame doing the whole vampire series and writing about vampires and witches and all this, and then she found religion apparently. She became some really hardcore Christian, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Renounced writing the dark, evil, gothy stuff anymore. And then so she went. So I think then a few years went by. If I was to guess, she realized, you know what? I'm an author, not writing books. Probably not helping my bank account at all. Just saying. Just
Yeah.
saying. You know,
Yeah, so
that's like an
yeah,
architect who, you know what? I'm an architect, but I'm not gonna design buildings anymore. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out for my life plan. You know,
yeah,
I think she kind of came to the realization that you know what, this whole religion thing, it's not good for my fucking bank account. Just saying.
yeah. She came
So
up with
uh,
a
so
few
yeah,
years ago.
so then all of a sudden she found her gothiness again, and now she's writing gothy vampire stories again.
Yeah,
So
there was a
I
new
just found
book
I found that
recently.
whole story pretty entertaining.
And now she recently got the rights back, so she's gonna
Yes.
do a TV series on the series, but it's gonna start after Queen of the Damned, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's gonna be exciting to see. But she has control because she hated the Queen of the Damned movie.
Well, yeah. Like I said, it wasn't a great movie. I mean, it wasn't okay. It was an average movie, but it wasn't.
I
I
don't even
mean,
want to see it.
yeah, it was.
Seen it.
I mean, the acting was average. Excuse me. Everything about it was pretty average. So that's why I wasn't overly like, you know, it was forgettable, really. I mean, I said it wasn't bad. It wasn't, oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. But you watch it, you go, okay, yeah, that was okay, and then you just forget about it. So that's basically my review of that movie. I mean, they tried A for effort, but it was just they had some no name. They had a bunch of no name actors playing the roles, and um, yeah, it just didn't really do anything for me.
Oh well, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see this TV series she wants to do. And then she has no one to blame but herself. If it,
Yeah. If
you
she
know,
hates it, then
be
uh,
careful what you wish for, Anne. Be careful what you wish for.
yeah. But
Okay.
okay.
Well, so Caroline, I guess that's about the show. How can people want to get in touch with you? Give us your social media digits.
Well, I'm mostly on my blog right now, carolinesometimes.blogspot.com, and Instagram, Carnivorous Makeup, and Gothic Amino, Caroline Carnivorous. If you Google Caroline Carnivorous, you'll probably find everything I've ever done. That's usually the name I use. So,
And
yeah,
stuff you don't want to be seen.
yeah. I've used that name for like 10 years now, so there's probably some embarrassing stuff out there.
Dun dun dun. Um, and for me, you can reach out to us on our the Twitter account at goth_graveyard. If you want to reach out to me directly, the Gothic Graveyard at Gmail. And also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/gothicwizard for my personal uh, Facebook account. So that's how you can reach out to us. Feel free to comments, questions, things you'd like to see in the next show. feel free to post comments. We love reading them. We love taking your feedback. And on behalf of the gracious Caroline Carnivorous and myself, thank you so much for watching, folks, and we will catch you on the flip side. Take care, all my baby bats.
På toppen och en bak. Och så blir malet upp nytt igen. Och
Det
så
blir väldigt shit.
ja. Och så har vi fått väck den där jävla
Hello, hello, hello. Is this live streaming?
What?
Just checking if it's live streaming.
No, it keeps saying the stream is offline.
Why?
I don't know. What happened?
Maybe we should ask that, she calls herself, like, Black Death with lots of X's. She does a lot of
Wait,
YouTube live stuff.
how do you pronounce Black Death with X in it?
It's like XXX Black X Death XXX.
Oh, so she's either the RAR crowd or she's 360 no scope crowd.
Because she does some live YouTube, even though nobody watches it.
Okay, yeah, I'm on our live, but it's not. I don't know where the fuck it's going. Stop.